Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another day, the final day actually of the OSC Elite, the OSC Elite Rising Star number 19, day 7, the final day of this tournament. It's been a couple of months and now we're here to crown our champion. I'm of course OSC VIP, with me I'm joined by these amazing players and by the people in the chat as well. Welcome to something a little bit different, to something special here. Welcome to the OSC Elite Rising Star tournament. This is a tournament dedicated to the up-and-coming players. This event does exclude players that have achieved too high accolades, that have won major tournaments, and have placed too highly in offline events. So players like Björn, or Clem, or Cyril, or Rainer, or Hero, for example, are ineligible to compete. This is instead for the up-and-coming talent in the StarCraft 2 scene. Let's go. Let us go. And again, it's been an intense couple of weeks, intense couple of months of StarCraft in regards to crowning our eventual champion. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is time to check out the bracket. Exclamation mark B. Exclamation mark B in the chat. Have a look at the bracket yourselves. Let us switch our scenes over and catch up on said bracket. Un momento, papi. Ay, ay, ay. Here we go. Bearing in mind, we do have our Wikipedia page set up, and I do very quickly need to... Yeah, beautiful. Switch our scenes over and catch up on the bracket. Okay. So again, it was a massive tournament, double elimination, and has been progressing over the past couple, or again, over the past like 2-ish months, coming up on the 3rd month at this point. So it does take a long time to progress through the event itself. Double elimination, a lot of matches, a lot of games to be played. Coming into this tournament, Shameless and ArT were the two, Shameless and GG Machine, they were the two favorite players to advance on to face off against each other in the upper echelon of the bracket. And in the end, they could not be stopped. Almost. We saw that Jimmy, for example, did take a map off of Shameless, forcing the ace match in the upper bracket quarterfinals. Likewise, ArT also did force the ace match out of GG Machine as well in the upper bracket semis, but in the end they could not be stopped. In the end, Shameless and GG Machine did advance on to face off against each other here in the upper bracket finals. Shameless did take down GG Machine 3-1, and now we're here in the lower bracket. Bam. There we go. As you can see here, we have our first series of the broadcast. It's going to be ArT versus ArT. Let's go. So ArT versus ArT is going to be coming up first here in the broadcast, followed by the winner of this series up against Fiant, followed by GG Machine, and then Shameless. We have 4 series ahead of us here to crown our champion, bearing in mind as well that when it comes to the lower bracket semifinals onwards, pure best of 5s. So it's going to be 3 best of 5s and 1 best of 3 here in the broadcast. Oh boy. A lot of content, a lot of StarCraft is coming up ahead of us here, and let us jump into our first game of the broadcast. Jumping into Tokamak. Let's go. Let us go. We're jumping into our PvP here, and we'll see which ArT, which Protoss does advance on to the next round. Now, again, it's not as mirrored as it once was. You know, it was, what, 1-2 years ago where both ArTs were actually on the same team. They were both on the Platinum Heroes. Nowadays, not quite the case. Not quite the case. But here we go. Spawning in the right-hand corner of Tokamak, we have the pink Protoss player. We have the Polish Protoss representing the Platinum Heroes. It is ArT. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the red Protoss player representing Quasar. It is ArT. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat. So we delve into our initial best of 3. Vámonos. Here we go. So from here on forward, we're going to be jumping on PvP. When it comes to ArT versus ArT, they often are a little bit more active and don't want to say aggressive. I will say that ArT has been looking very impressive over the past couple of months, looking very strong in the Water TV team leagues and also in online tournaments, getting some massive upsets. Meanwhile, ArT has been having a little bit of some downtime over the past year of play. We spoke about this previously, how ArT hasn't really been playing much StarCraft. He was very active during the COVID era of StarCraft, like 2020, 2021, 2022, but in more recent years, ArT, he did take a step back, right? He even almost retired in 2024. He wasn't playing at all, and only recently returned to the game and has been leveling back up, has been improving, of course, as well. He has been improving, and he is now to the point where, hey, he's made it here into the upper echelon of OSC Rising Star. So again, he has been improving, but I would not say that he's at his previous level of skill yet. Back when he was full-time, hasn't quite reached that level of play, but he's getting there for sure. Meanwhile, the other ArT is almost the opposite, where they're currently peaking in terms of skill. Let's go. Let us go. Seriously, I think ArT will win. Vámonos, papi, vámonos. Personally, I lean towards ArT, but I can see ArT causing an upset for sure. For now, though, we are going to be opening up. It is going to be the initial two-gate opener out of both players. Pylons are in each other's respective bases as well. No proxy, no shenanigans. I should also bring something up as well in regards to the map. You might be thinking, hold up, Tokamak? Isn't that like from a year ago, like 2 seasons ago at this point? It has been not too long, but OSC does feature a unique structure here. Every season of OSC, players, they vote on maps. They vote on maps to be added to the tournament map pools. They'll be added to all the OSC tournaments. That's going to be OSC Elite, alongside Rising Star, mid-season playoffs, and other OSC events do have like a custom expanded map pool. And Tokamak was voted on to be added to the map pool alongside Submarine and Beckett Industries. Submarine and Beckett Industries are a lot older, again from back in like 2021 2020-ish era of StarCraft. Back to back, they were the 2-season rush maps, so 2 maps have been added that do favor hyper aggression. Tokamak is the other kind of like opposite end of the spectrum, where Tokamak is hyper defensive. Talking about the map a little bit itself, it's not going to be applicable in this series, but we do have a very secure 3rd and 4th base, just because the area in between them is fully walled off, and we have all these points of elevation as well, and a longer rush distance by ground. So turtling up and defending on 4 bases is easier on Tokamak than on other maps, but that is less applicable to PvP, as ArT is already moving out. So ArT does go for extra warp-ins. It starts Stalker Sentry into double Sentry behind this. Now when it comes to this early move out, as we are making another Sentry, is that this early on there's no blink, right? There's no blink available to our players, so force fields are very crucial here, and we're now moving out. Yeah, ArT does move in, ArT backs off. Both players did invest quite heavily here into these early game sentries. ArT's a little bit more than the other ArT, but from here we're backing off each other. We do scout each other as well, and we are throwing down our 3rd. Okay, very fast 3rd base, by the way. The natural base isn't even done. The natural's not even complete, papi. The greed here is insane, and we will not get away with it. Massive hallucination scout does go in, does confirm the 3rd base, and with that, ArT is now aware, and ArT should be punishing the timing. No, never mind, he's keeping up instead, throwing down his own 3rd, but it is going to be later than the 3rd base of ArT. So both players are rushing into the mid game. Both players are going to be expanding. ArT should still be applying pressure just to try to punish the greed of his opponent, and try to force out some units and try to force some damage in another kind of way. Likewise, we can go for Adept Harass, Warp Prism Harass as well. So far, there is no Robo for either player. That's how greedy we're being. We couldn't afford a 3rd base if we had gone a Robo first. It's going to be Robo after the 3rd instead. If there was, say, Dark Templar, for example, or some other shenanigans going on, then players would be in trouble. But so far, both players are getting away with greed. So a lot of greed going on. We're embracing that mid-game. We spoke about this earlier this week, but in general, mid-game PvP is a rare sight amongst like the upper echelons of play, referring to especially the Korean Protoss players like Zaun, Creator, Hero, Classic, even Max Packs, and even Showtime nowadays is hyper aggressive and hyper cheesy in PvP. But when it comes to all the other players kind of in the middle here, so referring to ArT, referring to Sebestes, for example, Hydra as well, Mindo VK, UAD Soldier, even Jimmy a little bit. Jimmy's maybe on the more chaotic side, but a lot of these guys, they're often playing for the mid game. They're often playing for the mid game. They rarely do proxy. They're more than happy to be greedy like this. Of course, you can argue that maybe the map itself had something to do with this kind of situation, where the map is large, more defendable. We just want to embrace the mid game more than anything, or even longer than that. So by calming things down, we're finding ourselves. Meanwhile, ArT does get into the middle line, not bad. It does shade in. 1, 2, 3 probes going to be going down. Getting up to at least 5. This is getting out of hand. This is getting out of hand at this point. 6 probe kills. Ay. Very nice damage. And we're not done. The main army does come in, and ArT is being pulled apart. 9 probes going down. ArT completely out of position. Ay. Is out of position, does pull away. Behind this, we have charge, I believe, finishing. Oh, no, not quite. So no charge yet for ArT, which might be a bit of an oversight. ArT is halfway done. Sorry, charge is halfway done for ArT. And so we can move out. Right now, I would say that our blue Protoss player here is being pressured enough to go for a committed counterattack. that already had a late third, already had a later third base, losing all these workers as well. Charge is almost complete, +1 as well. There's going to be very strong timing available here, but we do have an upgraded advantage over the opposing ArT. So this is something to hit. And let's go. It is go time. The Prism has arrived, +1 and charge about to kick in, and it's time for ArT to break through. It's his moment. It's his moment. So we'll bring additional Stalkers. Likewise, ArT just needs to buy more time. Only one battery, second battery's on the way. Blink is complete, one sentry gets caught. It does catch a sentry. Nice hold position micro so far. He's holding on. ArT still looking for a way in. The longer this goes on, the better it's going to be for ArT. And so far, decent concave, but again, the shield battery is out of energy. Second battery just not finishing. Better concave here for ArT. So far, holding well. He is holding well. Catching a sentry. One sentry left. Running out of force fields. And no more force fields available. Does rotate towards a fourth base. ArT, he does miss this rotation. Yeah, it does miss the rotation. The expansion is going to go down. ArT coming in from behind. And do we recall? Do we just take the fight? Yeah, you can't just take the fight here. Half the army for ArT. Now collapsing in. Charge paying off. And as we cause a distraction, Warp Prism into the main base. Massive Warp into the main. Zelte busts in. Probe's going to be going down. ArT is distracted. But does defensively warp in. Not enough Zealots though. Yeah, it's getting a little bit rowdy. Forced to recall. It does force a recall, taking this seriously. Prism going for a second warp in. And probes are going to start going down. Yeah, the probes are under fire. Ooh, depower some of the gateways. At the same time, the main army does move in. And ArT is being pulled apart. It's being pulled apart, Patty. Oof. Do we force a cancel? That's a kill. Yeah, it's a kill, not a cancel. Massive big off on the fourth base. Better engage here from ArT. At the same time, Zealots are finally cleaned up. The Prism is still alive. And the Prism is still alive, and damage has been done. Initially, ArT was keeping up. He was holding on. He was defending very well up until we saw that rotation where ArT missed the rotation, right? If you recall, he missed the army rotating over towards the fourth base. He was caught out of position. He scrambled for a defense. That's another kill? Oh, it's another kill, not another cancel. Massive pickups. Now ArT is getting further ahead, back at home, getting his own fourth base up and running. +3 attack is going to be on the way, so another big power spike in terms of upgrades. He still does have that power spike with +2 over the +1 of ArT. Not like this. As ArT pulls away. And pulls away. We do see a Bay in production here, and that is a way to recover. Right now, ArT is pretty far behind, but hey, with a couple of well-placed purification novas, you can make up for being down 20-30 supply. That can happen. That's one of the only ways to recover in this game, though. Outside of that, run-bys, counterattacks, Warp Prism harass as well. There are some other avenues here, some other options available to ArT. He, of course, has chosen to go down the road of Disruptor. Of those novas. Setting up behind this. At the same time, ArT is moving in. Does have that supply advantage and the upgrade advantage as well. +2 is about to finish up here for ArT, so we're going to be evening up the upgrades. We're closing that gap, at least. First Disruptors in production. But is it too late? Like, Disruptors, sure, they're coming, but ArT is here. He's almost maxed. He's almost maxed out. He's taking it slow. Alright, Blink is now on cooldown. Now is the time. It does break through. Force fields, they do nothing. The Archons, they break through the force field. Stalkers are exposed. We do have the first Disruptor. It never goes up. And a decent connection. Yeah, the connection's okay, but it's still not enough. It's still not enough here. Yeah, Zealot's overwhelmed. At the same time, the mineral line does crumble. The base as well. GG gets called, and ArT will take game number 1. GG. Whew. GG, well played. ArT will take a lead in this series. Again, a very intense back and forth here. Initially, it was the Polish ArT that was being greedy, if you recall. They were being greedy, getting a very fast third expansion, and initially they got away with it. I was very impressed. Was able to, despite having later upgrades and the earlier expansion, was able to get away with that 3-base setup, defend the 4th base initially as well, was keeping up and was even taking better fights until that big rotation towards the 4th base, which ArT did miss. If you recall, that was a moment where he scrambled for that defense. He tried to keep up. He was forced to take a worse fight, fighting with half his army at a time, and in the end he still lost his 4th base, and that also did create an opening for the War Prism into the main base, and that was like the game winning move. It was twofold. It was the big rotation that was missed, but also the warping into the main base as well, which did pull apart the attention and the supply of ArT, and then he was torn apart. GG all played. With that, we're now getting to game number 2, going to be loading into Winter Madness. Let's go. Let us go. As spawning in the bottom right-hand corner here at Winter Madness, we have the blue Protoss player representing Quasar, leading the series 1-0. It is ArT. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the pink Protoss player representing the Platinum Heroes. It is ArT. Let's go. Let us go as we are getting into our second game. Once again, a larger map. Once again, a very large map in the map pool. Longer rush distance by ground and more defendable bases. Now, this map is not as defendable as Tokamak, I will say that. But regardless, it's still known for longer, later games. Specifically in PvP, because the map is so large, there are a lot of proxy locations. And we commonly do see proxies and all-ins on this map. But at the very beginning of the series, we spoke about how these two players are more prone to playing for the mid-game instead. Not really players that do embrace aggression and proxies as often as others. But we'll see. We're keeping an eye on our players. So far, 2 gate openers abound. Here we go. Clearly, their opponent needs to play more like ArT. I mean, thankfully, we have our ArTs like named correctly. It is not uncommon for them to meme and for ArT to change his like the typing of his name in game to like all lowercase, or like a lowercase a, lowercase r, and uppercase t, or uppercase a and then lowercase r, and like just to like mess, just to mess with you, just for the memes, pappy. They have been willing to do that in the past, which is totally not confusing. Especially back when they were on the same team. But for now, we do see ArT going for his own. Are we committing, or is this a fake out here? The second pylon has been thrown down on the map. Based on its location, are we feeling Stargate? Like it's at a really, it's still on ArT's side of the map. No, Proxy Robo. Okay, 1 base all in. Interesting. Based on its placement, this might just be for a War Prism. Just War Prism, then we get a 3rd gateway back at home and just go for gate aggression instead of Immortal Reinforcements, just because this is further back. We'll see. Regardless, ArT is going to be spicing things up. And meanwhile, back at home, ArT's going for his own standard opener. If you recall, Scout did confirm the pylon is missing, but didn't actually veer off to Scouts, which is interesting to me. Typically, the scouting probe from ArT would veer. There we go. Okay, is going to veer off, throws down the pylon just to scout for the first couple of units. That does confirm at least a couple of stalkers and the hallucination. Ooh, the hallucination will not confirm the proxy. Ay, barely out of range, barely out of vision. At the same time, ArT is scouting the bottom left-hand corner of the map, but he will miss the robo. Goes further in, gets eyes on the 3rd pylon. This is a tell. Typically, the 3rd pylon will be down the low ground to be able to expand to protect that natural. And as a reaction, defensive robo. Good call. Good call here by ArT. Working towards his own defensive immortals. Prism is now moving in. ArT is pushing forward. Behind this, still in 2 gateways. So still in 2 gateways, still we have an even production. Now we can drop into the mineral line. ArT is in position. Getting his own 3rd gateway. And his own prism. Oh. Ooh, Prism taking some hull damage. Yeah, it does take some damage. Ooh, at the same time, Stalker does go down. We did miss a volley there. Yeah, it did miss a volley, so a little bit messy here from ArT. Yeah, a bit of a messy defense, but he does deflect. Prism is outdone. Now ArT has his own ability to micro. ArT reinforced with Immortals. This Elucidation Scout should confirm that. So he does know, is aware. And again, it's all or nothing. Probe going back in. The first Immortal has arrived. And so far chipping away the gateway. Oh. Now this gateway will go down. Thankfully there's a backup gateway here for ArT. It's further back. The second gateway now under fire. As we get a couple shots off. Lost Field buying some time. And nice pick up here, catching out a couple of Stalkers. Yeah, 1-2 Stalkers go down. Likewise, does not quite get on top of the Immortal. Ooh, and probes are falling. And let's take it in. Massive pickups here. 5 probes going to be going down. Ay, ay, ay. But ArT expands. So ArT does choose to expand. ArT, he is not aware, by the way, that pylon across. Oh, there we go. Does scout. Does scout with the probe. And now suddenly ArT is all in. Not ArT. If that makes sense. Yeah, Polish ArT, he's now trying to expand, trying to transition out of this. It's going to be on ArT to counterattack. He will lose his second gateway. Now going for the Stargate. Going for the Stargate follow-up. Can go for Phoenixes. Doesn't take some hits. Ready to survive. Oh, calm down. Calm down, Pappy, calm down. But it does feel like the Stargate is a little bit late here for ArT, so it's going to be a later Phoenix. In the end, ArT, he will back off, he will retreat, and again, the longer this game goes on, the better it is for ArT. As the pylon survives on 4 HP, let's go. And pylon barely survives. Again, ArT does deflect, claiming his own natural base. And after the intense early game, after the intense aggression, we're calming things down. We're calming things down. We're looking to expand as well. I would have assumed that ArT would have been forced into a 1-base all-in, but no, he is applying pressure. That is true, but is still expanding behind this as well. This game may stabilize. We're not there yet, though. Now the map is being cleared out. Phoenix has arrived. Oh, has to be careful. Taking some hits. And does take some hits. Pushing forward. Ooh, gets punished. Does face check with a Stalker. Checks with the face. Gets punished. And ArT is slowly building up that greater economy. He's up in workers from here, now working towards his Blink. Again, bigger timing here with where Blink is available, as opposed to the Twilight Council just now starting here for ArT. Ay, ay, ay. Oh no, Livy action! No, the Immortals, they go down. Massive pick up, the Prism falls. We can try to recall to save one of them, or even save both. Yeah, it does go for the recall, and the Immortals will barely, one of them gets away, just the one. Ay, 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 massive loss here for ArT. He was inattentive. That was not the time to look away, Pappy. Ay, ay, ay. So some big miscontrol here from ArT. With that, it lose map control. ArT can now move out. What do we have? 3 Immortals, we have the Prism, we're going to have Blink. Blink will be a factor, of course. A big deciding factor here up in the next fight. Now, I'm curious to see if ArT commits or if he just expands. Yeah, he's taking a third. He might just contain his opponents to get a third base up and running and just get further ahead. Yep, Forge on the way for +1. Charge has now begun as well. So the goal is contain. And maybe find some damage in the main. Oh, going for the Robo? The pylon's still lit from earlier. There we go. Pylon goes down. Depowers the Robo. Robo is going to get sniped as well. Massive pickup at the same time. ArT breaks out. Oh, decent catch. Getting an immortal. Yeah, nice catch with the main army. Does snipe the immortal, but at the same time, he will lose his Robo and his mineral line. Yeah, 5 probes going down. ArT forced to go back home. Does pull back. I believe we can recall. Yeah, recall should be available. Yeah, there's that recall. Does pull away. Does pull out. Losing 1 Stalker. Insane value. And ArT may have lost an immortal, but hey, he denied immortal production from his opponents. I can build up his own. Base on the way for disruptors. 3rd base has been thrown down. Already more than halfway done. Again, ArT just getting further and further ahead. And ArT, the pressure's on. We got to do something here. But what can we do? Once again, ArT is looking for a way in. Just poking, just prodding, keeping all of his, keeping the main army back at home. Just being active with stalkers. Ooh. We'll lose 1 stalker pushing up the ramp. We gotta stop face checking. We gotta. Both players this game. As we do see ArT causing some distractions. Adepts on the right, Prism on the left. Does 9 mining at the mineral line. Stalkers that can be activated. Oh no! Oh, the Prism goes down. It's ArT's turn to fumble the ball, papi. Ay, ay, ay. Losing 2 immortals and a War Prism. That is huge. Okay. Okay. The beginning of the comeback. The beginning of the comeback, papi. And without ArT, he can push. ArT back at home. He's still working on those disruptors. We still have the first disruptor halfway done. Still needs more time. As ArT is moving in. So far we can see ArT just trying to buy some time here. Throws down a wall of force fields. First disruptor has arrived. Behind this we have glaives on the way, so ArT is committed. Choosing not to go charge. Choosing not to take up into Archons. I mean, ArT knows that he did have a worse start in this game, so he's just embracing that. Good reactions. We'll lose 1. 2. 2 pressure to adepts. Oh, no, he is taking up into Archons. Interesting. Okay. Still taking up. Getting a 4th. So once again, the game is slowing down. It was quite tense, and as I mentioned before, ArT did have a lead, but again, did end up losing that lead. Still has an advantage at least. But not as great as it once was. Likewise, only did get the 1 disruptor. There we go. 2nd disruptor's now on the way. As ArT rotates. Rotates over. Oh. Gonna be zoned back. Never gonna be going up. Decent connection. Does catch 2 sentries. Oh no! Yeah, 2 sentries go down, but the Prism was late on siege. Yeah, it was late. So once again, ArT punished. 2nd Stargate on the way, going into mass Phoenix production. I mean, so this is a reaction to seeing the disruptor. Typically disruptors are ideal. They have a superior kind of mid to late game setup that the ideal unit want to be taking up into. But there is a way to deal with that, and that is mass Phoenix to lift up the disruptors, lift them up, and deny the Novas. But it does feel like a late reaction here, as opposed to just going into your own bay and your own disruptor production. ArT is choosing not to. So we're going mass Phoenix. Again, not easy to utilize, especially up against like a heavy Archon count as well. I don't really see the Phoenixes. I mean, they can deny the initial Nova, I suppose, but it's going to be one and done. Speaking of, it does go to the lift. He gets two. Yeah, one Disruptor gets focused. Celtic laps in. Phoenixes, they go down. And he just engages. He just does engage. ArT force back. Building up more Phoenixes. And we can see ArT warping in more High Templar for additional Archons. As I mentioned before, they're going to be ideal when it comes to protecting the Disruptors. Going to be a wall here that cannot be broken. Not like this. Yes, Phoenixes, they go for the dive. They try to at least. Yeah, 1, 2 Disruptors going to be focused down. But massive Archon shots as well. The Immortals, they get targeted as well. Yeah, some rough losses there for ArT. Sure, ArT, he killed the Disruptors, but he spends so much supply doing so. Too much supply, baby. And ArT, he overwhelms. He breaks on through. He punishes the army, and with that, ArT cannot defend. And we're going to the ace match. We're going to game 3. As the main army crumbles without a handful of Stalkers. GG gets called, and we are forcing the ace match. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Again, ArT, we had a bit of a back and forth here. Initially, ArT was able to eventually gain map control and be able to surpass and claim a faster third base. Then we saw a bit of a back and forth when ArT lost his War Prism, when he lost his 2 Immortals. We saw him lose a little bit of momentum, did decide to go into Mass Disruptor, and in the end, that was more than worth it. We saw that the reaction to that was going to Mass Phoenixes, but as we saw, there was so much time and attention dedicated to denying the Disruptors and focusing them down that it did cost ArT the rest of the army as well, right? We saw so many Archon volleys going off, Immortal shots as well, just punishing the army, trying to engage and pushing and collapse on those lifted Disruptors was not quite worth it. GG. GG, well played. With that, we are now getting into game 3, the ace match. We're going to be loading into Ruby Rock, this time a much smaller map of the map pool. Smaller map. Bearing in mind that game 2 was off of the back of like a proxy and one base play for both players as well. Both players were hyper committed on one base, then eventually we expanded, getting a natural, getting a third, embracing that longer game. There we go. Spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Ruby Rock, we have the pink Protoss player. We have the Polish Protoss representing the Platinum Heroes. It is ArT. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the blue Protoss player, the blue Protoss himself representing Quasar. It is ArT. Yaku. Just was comment in the Discord. There we go. Here we go. Welcome to Ruby Rock. Ruby Rock is a smaller map. Finally, we have a smaller map of the map pool. Shorter rush distance by ground. Aggression is more favored here, and it can be very difficult maintaining your third and fourth base on this map as they are much more open, much more exposed, shorter rush distance, and also more accessible areas in between the bases as well. Aggressors are usually favored on this map, and we'll see who's going to be said aggressor. Or if we take it one step further. Where are you taking us back? Now probes are going to be moving out. Initially 2 gate openers, so 2 gate opener out of ArT, 2 gate opener out of ArT as well. No proxies, no shenanigans, no pylon out on the map. So far everything's looking standard. Right now we're just waiting to see which initial units of choice are going to be thrown down. Double Sentry, double Stalker, Stalker Adept, Stalker Sentry, or double Adept. What are we going for? And we have the answer, standard opening here from ArT, Stalker Sentry. Likewise from ArT as well. Mirrored builds. Mirroring each other's builds. Just trying to set up. Oh, and so now we're just coming for our scouts. Both players are extended, and we're both taking up in towards our Twilight councils as well. Nothing crazy, nothing wild. We've been poking and potting here in the early game, but so far no major damage has been dealt. As we mentioned in the past here, force fields are key when it comes to shutting down some of these units. So we do hallucinate to try to fake out. As ArT does fake forward. Oh, boys are being pulled, already forcing a big of a reaction here. Not bad. Not killing much, but so much lost mining time. What, 6 probes off the mineral line? Ay, ay, ay. And he gets one. Yeah, again, sentry's going to be going down. He gets 1, 2 sentries and a stalker as well. Massive pickups. Very nice pickups here by ArT. With the bare minimum. Can he get a stalker? He can. Oh, no. Oh, who shoots first? The stalker, does he get away? He shouldn't, and he doesn't. Yeah, he does not get away. A sentry does go down, so a bit of a rougher trade there from ArT. No! As he once again has to pull away. Looking at the Soul Tab, though, again, a much more efficient trade here out of our pink Protoss player. If only slightly. Oh, no. Still has to be careful, though. He's trying to overwhelm, trying to keep rallying. Shields are being generated. Ooh, we lose a Stalker. And ArT holds. He holds, he defends. And ArT just forced back. Oh, okay. As it all settles, we're both heading in the same direction. When it comes to worker counts, ArT does have a slight economic advantage here over ArT, despite having to pull the boys, by the way. Like, that was damage being dealt, but despite that, the worker count is still much healthier for our blue Protoss player. Likewise, Blink is finishing up as well, slightly faster here for ArT. We do have the Robos finishing up, and we are expanding. Okay, third bases are going to be on the way. We haven't really seen any major signs of aggression yet. There's a third gateway in production for ArT, but for now, just that third gateway hasn't committed any deeper than that on 2 bases. Not yet. Oh. As ArT is trying to recover. Both players claiming their third bases, and we're just calming down, building up into the mid game. Did mention that aggression is favored on this map, but that might just be relegated to the mid game here with aggressive mid game instead. And we haven't seen ArT pop off and pull apart ArT before. We saw that in game 1. Like, game 1 was crazy, by the way. It was, I was very impressed by ArT's play. With his aggression, with his harassment. But now, though, again, we are still building up. I believe there is an immortal advantage. Yet there is going to be an immortal advantage here for ArT. So up an immortal. Does have that advantage. Prism is on the way. Sign here of aggression. Sign that we're going to be moving out soon. Oh. Just waiting for that moment. But so far I still do favor ArT's main army when it comes to defending. Like defending and holding on, especially with 3 batteries at the 3rd base. Oh my god, he's very well prepared. I can't say the same about the 4th location though. As ArT is moving in. And where will the fight take place? And where will it take place? Again, the batteries are further back. No batteries at the natural. but still up in Immortals. Oh, does swing in, takes down the Prism, not bad. Yeah, Prism goes down, Prism for both players, he commits to the dive. Yeah, the Immortal does tank a couple of volleys, does tank a couple of shots. It does eventually go down, but I believe ArT should have enough. Yeah, ArT with a stronger defense here, he was up in Immortals, tanked extra volleys. And now he can overwhelm, he can just blink in. That Immortal is so exposed, it's so vulnerable. And it goes down. And massive pick up, GG gets called. The aggression fails, and ArT will claim this series 2-1, advancing on to the lower bracket semi-finals. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Again, ArT, he had the defender's advantage, he had the batteries, he had the higher immortal count as well, and we even saw a bit of miscontrol out of ArT. I don't know if you noticed, but when ArT blinked forward to dive on the immortal, he actually misclicked and focused on the sentry, which I don't think was intentional. I believe he was supposed to focus on the immortal instead, which was right next to it, because right after that, then he started focusing the immortal, so did miss a volley as well, which is huge. Like, every volley does matter, especially when it comes to bringing down those immortals. Did allow for extra shots to go off, extra time to be bought, extra volleys to tank as well, and every little bit does matter, especially in a mirror matchup like this. GG well played. So again, a stronger defensive setup here from ArT, higher immortal counts, the batteries, defense advantage, and of course the miscontrol working in his favor. GG well played. ArT will advance on, and meanwhile ArT is out of the tournament, and with that we can now have our non-mirror matches remaining, for the most part at least. We'll see that trend continues. Up next, ArT will advance on to face off against who? To face off against Fiant in the next round. Let's go. Just need a moment to set up.